Last week, I promised that we were going to start diving into some stuff that I know y'all want to talk about. So today, we are talking about 3 reasons why odor compatibility is so important in romantic relationships. I mean, it can be a big turnoff if you're not attracted to how your partner smells, right? So let's get into it. So let me just start with my own self. I love the way my partner smells. There is just something about his natural scent that really does it for me. I mean, the tiny hairs on my arms prickle to attention, whether he's fresh out of the shower or pungent with sweat after a hard day's work, because let me tell you, my guy loves to play outside. I even enjoy how his clothes smell after he's worn them all day. But not everybody feels like this about their partner. And I haven't felt like this about every partner that I've been with. I have actually had clients who were repulsed by their partner's natural scent. So repulsed, in fact, that they would leave the room if they were downwind from them. I have talked to couples who told me that they didn't even notice each other's scent unless they were nearby, like, cuddling or during sex or something. So why are we talking about this? Because I think that odor compatibility is essential, but we often overlook that aspect of romantic relationships. So here are 3 reasons why it's vital to be compatible with each other's scent if you're going to be together. So for one, the first reason is because attraction starts in the nose. We are attracted to people based on how they smell. I mean, most of us don't notice it because it's this primal instinct that's present in all mammals. I think that might not be true, but most mammals, how about that? And it's one of those things that make us want to mate with somebody. Okay, so then there are pheromones, which are chemicals that our bodies release, and they play a significant role in attraction. So they send all sorts of invisible signals to potential mates, like how healthy we are, whether we're ovulating or not, whether our genetic codes are too close together. And so some people are attracted to how their partners smell, even if they don't consciously realize it. And the opposite is also true. It can be a big turnoff if you're not attracted to how someone smells. Here's a quote that I snagged from Psychology Today. Research has shown that we use scent-based signaling mechanisms to suss out compatibility. So, see, I'm not just making this up. The psychologists say it too. So here's number 2. Scent is a major part of sexual chemistry. Smell is the strongest sense linked to memory. I don't know if you know this or not, but it's true. And that's because the way our brain is designed, like the olfactory bulb, which is the scent place, is located like right next to the limbic system, which is responsible for our emotions and memories. And this is why certain smells trigger such powerful emotional response and conjure such memories. So when you're in a relationship, your partner's scent mixes with all the good and bad memories you form. And if you don't like their scent, all those memories will be tainted by this unconscious awareness of how they smell. Here is another quote from Rachel Hertz, author of The Scent of Desire. And Rachel says, one of the most common things women tell marriage counselors is, I can't stand his smell. Like, wow. The number 3 reason that odor compatibility is so important is because scent plays such a huge role in sexual satisfaction. So let's just get real for a minute. Nobody wants to get busy with someone that stinks. And just know that stink is relative. Like there's not a blanket, definition of what stink is. It's whatever it means for you. So while it's true that, again, stinky is relative, If you are constantly holding your breath or trying not to gag when you're having sex with somebody, it's going to be impossible to feel satisfied. That doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have an orgasm, because sometimes orgasms are just responses to stimulation. It is not always evidence that pleasure is happening. And that's a podcast for another day, so we'll have to get back to that. But if you're holding your breath, if you can't stand the way the person smells, it is going to be really tough for you to feel satisfied, like for you to take the experience as something that felt good for you. And when we have a positive relationship with our partner's scent, we just feel closer to them. We feel more comfortable, snuggling up and nuzzling them. We're more likely to want to have sex with them. And conversely, if you're not attracted to your partner's smell, then you probably will be prone to keeping your distance. You won't want to cuddle or have sex as often. And even if you do, you probably won't be satisfied because there'll be this underlying ick factor. Here is another quote from Psychology Today, and this one is actually from Elizabeth Svoboda. I might be saying her name wrong. If so, I'm sorry, Elizabeth. But anyways, Elizabeth says, when we disregard what our noses tell us, we can find ourselves mired in partnerships that breed sexual discontentment, infertility, and even in extreme cases, unhealthy offspring. Did you hear what I said? Okay. Well, I didn't say it. Elizabeth said it. In extreme cases, unhealthy offspring. So, if you're wondering whether or not you and your partner are compatible in the odor department, my advice is simple. Take a sniff. Take a sniff and see if it's a match. See if it's a match made in heaven. And if not, well, then you might need to have an uncomfortable conversation. I should note, and this is an important note, that I'm talking about natural body odor, not poor hygiene. I mean, obviously, if your partner doesn't bathe or hit the hot spots, that's a different conversation. But in this, we're just talking about their natural smell. So what do y'all think? Do you think that odor compatibility is essential in romantic relationships? Do you think this is all a bunch of hullabaloo? I really want to know. I really love to hear your comments. So you can shoot me an email at Stacey@StaceyHerrera.com. I really want to hear. Do you agree with what this is about? Have you had a bad experience? I would love it. I would love it if you would leave me a message. In fact, why don't you leave me a voice message if that's your thing? In the show notes, you'll find a link where you can send me an audio message or send me an email, whichever you prefer. I really want to know. I want to hear from y'all. Because love is, let me put a caveat on this. Romantic love is about compatibility, not just in terms of our personalities and our values and the things that we believe in, but also in physical compatibility for most of us. If that's important to you, then you kind of need to like how each other smell. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that you found this helpful, and I really hope that you will leave me a message, because inquiring mind, and by inquiring, I mean mine, I want to know. Until next week, I love you.